Hi friends, so it is 2 days since I graduated. I officially moved out of my university accommodation. I'm now staying with my family in SF for a few more days. But I'm feeling so many feelings. I just feel really sad all the time. I said goodbye to a lot of my friends, and I just don't know when the next time I'm gonna see them is. My friends are from all around the world, and so they're also scattering all around the world. And it's just weird, you know, when you've spent 4 years of your life forming a really deep connection with these people, and especially in this degree where I've moved literally around the world, these people have been my rock. Like, I have needed them, and they feel like family more than friends. And so it feels so weird and anticlimactic to just give them a hug and be like, okay, I don't know when I'm gonna see you next. I received letters from almost all my friends, and these letters they just make me cry every time I look at them. Right now I don't feel very Jade. I don't feel very optimistic about the future. I don't feel positive. I don't feel excited. I don't want to think about the good parts of graduating. Like, not one part of me wants to think about the future. My absolute priority right now is to rest and reflect. I really, really, really desire reflection, to just sit in this. But it's weird feeling so off. I'm touristing my family round and I'm not really alone much at all right now. I'm really just craving being alone to sit and cry. How do you people do this? Graduation, I mean, like, how is everyone fine with this? I don't feel fine. I don't want to do the next stage of life right now. Rationally, I know that it will be better eventually. Rationally, I know there are more amazing people in the world and that I will have other amazing experiences. And like, wherever I end up in the world, like, I'll enjoy it. I know all of these things rationally, but emotionally it feels like such a loss. It feels like I'll never live a life as good as the one I've lived for the last 4 years. Community's become such a big part of my life, and right now I'm like, I'm just never going to find community again. Or if people ask me, oh, how are you going to intentionally create community after university? I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want new community. I want my current community. This community that I always knew would be temporary. I just can't believe it's over. Good morning, guys, from New York. I'm still processing the fact that I'm here. My flight from San Francisco was at 10 p.m. and I arrived at 6 a.m. here, which was 3 a.m. San Francisco time. So I'm just very jet lagged and haven't slept that much. So that's why I feel like I'm living in a dream right now. I've always had very low expectations of New York because I'm such a nature person and I don't really like big cities. And in my mind, New York is like the biggest of big cities. But I don't know if it's just where my friend lives or like the honeymoon effect of the first 1 hour I've been walking around, but I really love it. The weather is so luscious. There's just people enjoying their lives. Like, it's a Monday, but it doesn't feel like a Monday. I had this bias that New York would always be hustling. But people are just loving their lives. It's so nice to see. My goal for today is literally just to wander. My friend works a 9-to-5 job, so she is busy for most of the day. I'm gonna see her later. But yeah, could I like New York? Let's see. at this, it's like a giant beehive. Wow, look at this.
Look who's here! My darling Jade!
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Why is he so sweet? So weird being home. Day 4 of meditating, half an hour a day. Overall it gets easier, but I do feel like every day is so unique. Like some days I feel like I'm thinking about a million things, and then other days I just feel very grounded. Right in this very moment I feel less dread and more neutrality / excitement for the Vipassana retreat. Look at all these vegan treats.
Can you tell we're vegan?
Wow. I'm showing Ruby my favourite spots. Don't ask me how this happened, but I am definitely not a minimalist anymore. Literally look at this. How did this accumulate? I honestly think living out of just a suitcase and another mini suitcase for 4 years of my degree has made me despise clutter, and my house is so full of clutter. Like everything I travelled to all these cities with served such a purpose. Like if the weather was warm, there was kind of only one thing I'd be wearing. If I got cold, I had one big jacket, one coat, that was it. A few jumpers to keep me warm. I had like 1, maybe 2 pairs of workout clothes, like 3 pairs of shoes. And even though I really value expression and like changing up my outfits, in general, it does give you so much mental clarity when you just know everything that you own. So this is horrible. This is anxiety inducing. So we're gonna clear it out. Let's do it. Is it just us, or does everyone have a room that just becomes the room for random things? because this really is the room for just like clutter. Oops, I keep buying books. This was the worst purchase of a shelf I think I ever made. It is broken, so like none of the drawers really shut properly, and it has this wonky look, as you can see. Also, yes, I am blaming IKEA and not my craftsmanship. Maybe I just put it together wrong. We will never know, we will never find out. I do remember that this was the cheapest one I could find. It was like £50, so was that my fault? Maybe. I also don't know if you guys find this, but it feels weird to pay and like make big investments into things for my childhood family home, because I don't really know where I'm gonna live in the future, but my hope is that it's not here eventually, and I would rather spend money on things which feel more permanent in my life. But I love how that's also based on the assumption that I'm not gonna live super near home, because if I lived super near home I guess I could just move everything, but I don't know where I'm gonna live yet. We'll see. Guys, my absolute weakness when I'm clearing up is old booklets and drawings and things, because I've become so sentimental and I just want to sit and look at them and not part with them. But I'm going to be really strict with myself and only keep like 3 to 5 journal memoirs of the past, because otherwise I just have stacks. A journal from when I was learning French. Okay, but I was so wise. I think I wrote this in lockdown when we couldn't really do much or see anyone. I wrote a lesson on gratitude. Everyone is looking for a place, a future physical thing. When I travel the world, I'll be happy. When I get this grade, I'll be happy. When I'm not working X hours, when I have this amount in my bank account, then I'll be happy. But you'll be the same person then as you are now. You'll still have desires, you'll still have problems, and everything you idealize is a romantic version of truth. Happiness is just a feeling, and there will never be a permanent state of it. Just like now, moments of happiness, moments of sadness, etc. But what you can control is your attitude towards your present, to consciously realize that this, right now, is a moment full of abundance and opportunity, that you are succeeding all the time, not in one grand picture of perceived success, but in moments where you finally understand something that you didn't, in choosing to get up and do yoga when you feel lazy. We are constantly doing little things worthy of being appreciated by ourselves. Instead of waiting for physical things to happen in order to be happy, choose happiness first, then let the physical things come. Honestly, I think I need that reminder. It's so weird because I lived a degree that was literally my dream life and something that I had hoped for, longed for, wished for forever, to like travel the world with such incredible people who I could learn so much from, could study something I loved. But of course during that time I still had so many struggles, still found it incredibly difficult at times, longed for this, for home, for peace, for like the comfort of being with family. And now that I'm here, I'm longing for the adventures again. The grass is always greener, right? We've just gotta be happy with decluttering one's home. But I do think I'm gonna part with this little cutie. I've had this coat since I was like 16, this like cropped warm jacket, but I just don't really think it's my style anymore, so I think I'm gonna part with it. I'm donating everything that I don't want anymore, so that someone else can love it too in the future. I truly can't remember the last time I wore this piece. I remember the last time I did a minimalism type clear out. I was like, oh yeah, for sure, I'm gonna wear this again soon. And I never did, so goodbye. This dress is so beautiful, I love it so much. But I feel like it's such a past era Jade. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, when I wear this, I think of myself at 15 wearing it in a way that doesn't really feel me anymore. So I think I'm gonna part with it because I just never wear it anymore. Not gonna lie, I've always hated this. Goodbye. Do you know, I still have almost every letter and drawing that you guys have ever given me. It's just so cute. I just can't bring myself to get rid of them ever. I keep them in the cupboard, and whenever I just feel down or just unappreciated or just like, oh, why do I make content, I go back and I read your cute little notes, and it just always makes my day. So thank you. Okay, I think they still fit. This is just your reminder, the clothes are meant to fit you, not the other way around. If clothes aren't fitting, just part ways with them, even if it was, you know, something you used to love, just because we grow and our bodies change and fluctuate, and that's fine. Like, even these trousers are just a little bit tight for me now. They used to fit perfectly 2 years ago in Berlin, but now I almost never wear them because they're just uncomfortable. I'm thinking of parting with them. I just want comfort, you know? I want clothes that hug me in a way that feels like an actual hug and not like being strangled. I can't really play too much of it because I'm gonna get copyrighted, but I am currently listening to an album that I found spontaneously today. It's called To Love in the 21st Century by Lynn Lapid. I think that's how I pronounce her name. And it's just so dreamy and pretty and speaks of past loves, and it just has me in my feels. I was driving my mum somewhere this morning, which, by the way, is such a feat, because if you've been following me for a while, you would know I hate driving. Like, driving is just, it's not my bestie. Like, I'm just always in the car, like, paranoid and overthinking, whatever. But on my way back from dropping her off, I was like, okay, I need something calming for the motorways. And then I suggested this album, and I love it. So there's your little rec. Something I've also been loving recently is the Huberman podcast. Very different vibe. I don't know if you're a big podcast person, but yeah, so Huberman, let me show you. Huberman has honestly transformed the way that the public are able to access science, in my opinion. He's a neuroscientist at Stanford, so he has like all the credentials to actually delineate scientific communication. I listened to the one about how to optimize female hormone health for vitality and longevity recently, and that was really interesting and has inspired me to get a blood test to test my current hormones and also have a base level before I'm older, or if one day I ever want to have kids. They were saying it can be really life-changing as a patient if a doctor has your baseline hormones before the age of 25. So as your hormones change as you get older, then they can like compare it. But yeah, there's everything from using meditation to focus, view consciousness and expand your mind, science of creativity, how to improve sleep based on science, like it's just so much, so great. But yeah. Only I would be sentimental about my flashcards from GCSE. I don't know why, I still get these. And I have like 5 folders that have somehow just continually avoided being binned. But I think they have to go. I cannot be this sentimental for this era of life forever. Okay guys, I feel like this space is kind of perfect to be my fallout bookshelf. Too many wonderful books up here, and so I think it makes sense to put them up there and give them a new home. Literally one of the best books ever. This is my childhood. My absolute favourite book of last year. So good. I know, so mainstream, but for a reason. Okay guys, you actually need to pray for me because I'm about to start reading this, and I have been avoiding it for years because I've heard how emotionally ravaging it is, but I feel like what better time than when I'm kind of already sad in the post-grad era. I think it might be perfect. Yes, so wish me luck. This was actually one of my favourite books last year too. It is kind of like Sapiens, but like an optimistic, hopeful view on humanity, and argues philosophically for the fact that humans are inherently good rather than our assumption often that we're inherently bad and that given the opportunity we'll turn evil. This gives so many case studies and examples to show the goodness of people. It's a great read. Yay! It's not perfect by any means, but I think it looks good. It looks so good. I'm so happy. I am actually donating this entire bin bag of clothes, which is kind of crazy, like it's a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna take this to my local charity shop tomorrow.